There were once but two realms, separated by a great, inconceivable void, the endless, barren chasm called Gunungagat. To one side lay the icy, frozen land of Niflheim, too cold for any creature to survive. On the other, Muspelheim lay, where the raging fires prevented even the hardiest of life. When these forces finally met, so the first being was created, the first of the mighty giants, Ymir.
Nurtured by the great cow, Audumla, Ymir spawned the race of giants. Audumla licked at the ice for her own sustenance, and slowly but surely released Bori, the first of the Aesir, from his frozen prison. But Bori bore a son, Bor, who, with the giantess Besla, bore three sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve.
The three brothers grew, and once they were strong enough, rose up and slew the great Ymir, and with his corpse created a home. That home is our home, where we were born, where we will die, where we will see great joy, and where we will suffer terrible hardship, where we will witness every emotion. From Ymir's skull they created the sky above us. From his brains came the clouds which give us the rains. His muscles formed the land on which we live, and the blood that poured from his wounds that day was to become the great oceans.
Having made our home, they made us. From a trunk of ash and a trunk of elm, they made Ask and Embla, the first of our human ancestors. Their descendants would later mate with Rig to make us who we are today, not just creations of the gods, but distant relatives. Here we stand, as our ancestors stood, the product of the gods, in the home the gods fought to create for us. Here we stand, as our descendants will stand, to honour the gods, wights and ancestors, until the chaos returns and the realms of gods and men fall.
Hail to Brigantia, ancient lady of the north, we call to you, queen of these lands, whose reign began long before. Our ancestors crossed the cold North Sea. People may change, borders may change, but the north remains yours. We see you in our green spaces on both sides of the island spine. We hear you in bridge song, and flowing of the air and the Mersey. Hail to the ancient one, unchanging one, lady of the north. Hail Brigantia.
Hail, Brigantia! Hail to Frey, Lord of Alfheim, Lord of Frith, bountiful one, plentiful one, lustful one, Gullimbursti's rider, you bring life to our fields and food to our tables. Skithblathnir's master, you bestow peace and pleasure on us all. When you saw fair Gerd, your love knew no bounds. You gave your sword, consigning yourself to Surt's fire. Prosperous one, virile one, peaceful one, we honour you this day. Hail Frey!
Hail Frey!
Hail to Yord, gracious hostess of the living, of birds, of animals, of mankind. All owe their life to you, for without you we would have no hearth. Ancient lady, bearer of Odin's most powerful son, we owe you so much, but all too often take you for granted. Thank you for our homes, thank you for sustaining our lives and the lives of our kin. Hail Yord.
Hail Yord!
O Father, you who have seen what is to be and know what must be done, you who must fight the enemy within, as well as the great foes of Asgard, burdened by the weight of fates you cannot control, weighed down by the regret of your actions, even though they were ultimately right. Most High, nobody can truly understand. Not even your fellow gods can help shoulder the burden that the knowledge has brought upon you. Yet you do not give up. You show us how to remain strong, to fight when our own minds betray us. Taking strength in the knowledge that kith and kin depend on you, you don't give up, as to do so would be to fail the world. Whilst nobody can take the burden from you, they can stand with you, comfort you, as our friends and family can support us through all of life's hardships. God of madness, we thank you for your example, we thank you for your many sacrifices, and we thank you for giving us strength. For our families, for ourselves, and for you. Hail Odin.
Hail Odin!
Hail to Sexnaut, helper of the Saxons, sword god, ancestor of kings. We embrace your deeds and words, though so much of your wisdom has been stolen from us by those who would have us forget you. But your people will not forget you. You rode with them across the cold North Sea to a new and mysterious land, and stood with them in battle that they might hold that land against all foes. You helped them raise their families and strengthen their bonds of kinship. You helped them raise their livestock and grow their crops, that they might live in peace and prosperity. We are those people, and your people will not forget you. Hail Sexnaut.
Hail Sexnaut!
Hail Tyr, called One Hand, the leavings of the wolf. But you are a god of justice, of strength, of war. Your name, a battle cry across the ages. Your rune, a symbol of strength. You protect the soldier on the battlefield. You give courage to those seeking recompense. You know sacrifice. You know pain. You know that an oath cannot be broken, no matter the cost. You knew your days on the killing field were over when you placed your sword arm in a wolf bite. But you knew what must be done. Just one, brave one, noble one, most honourable of the Azir. Hail Tyr!
Hail Tyr!
Okay, we will now begin our sumble.